trying this again. That's a little better, I think. Well, first of all, sorry I really haven't done very many videos last week's anyway. A lot of personal reasons, a lot of other odds and ends. This is life. I thought I'd at least review some of the books I've bought in the last few months, about a month or so. Not very many. Well, not for me anyway. I like books, people. McDonald. What is it like to face enemy fire in the vicious war on the ground? This story of a young infantry captain leading men in battle in World War II is one of the most brutally honest accounts of combat ever written. Charles B. I have some other books too, and one on the Battle of Aiken, the Battle of Bulge. Charles B. McDonald was 21 years old when he was given command of Company 1, 23rd Infantry. His men fought their way through a shore of Normandy on D+1, had battled their St. Lo, there was pillbox and rest. McDonald has never been in battle before, dirty, tired, frightened, constantly under fire. McDonald knew that he was responsible for other men's lives, and that made any mistake by him to their deaths. I've heard very good things about this book. I was trying to find it because on another YouTube channel talking about these books, I was trying to find it. I found it half-price books, of course. And this is my first favorite subject in World War II and all things related to it. It's a Manton War book. Manton War books are always very good. The problem is, keep forgetting, never mind. Optical illusion. I think it's on this side, it's on that side. But, it's a Manton War book. What can you ask for? I guess. He's written quite a number of other books. I mean, as I said, Aiken. I'm trying to see if it has a list of actual other books. Blah, 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 blah. This is not that one. Okay, yeah, The Battle of Hurtgen Forest. I have that one. I read that. That's a good book. The Battle of Hurtgen Forest is a very good book by him. Let's see. That's what I've done before he did the Battle of Aiken. Or his Battle of the Untold Story of the Battle of the Bulge. Very good author, really writer. The Jove War book, Rommel's Desert War, commemorating 50 years since the outbreak of World War II. Desert burst into flames as World War II races through Europe. Another front spawns far away on the 300-mile strip of desert. There on the dunes of Libya and Egypt, the British commanded more manpower and firepower than the Axis forces, but one man's iron will nearly wrestled North Africa from the Allies. Yeah, so they got monsoon guards anyway. In the desperate years of 1942, Nazi Field Marshal Erwin Rommel broke through the Jazalia line, drove his men into the cauldron, past Knightsbridge, and Tobruk. Then on the LMA with an instrumental master of desert tank warfare that carried him, named the Desert Fox. Rommel defeated 6 British commanders before the sheer size of the Allied troops finally decimated his African corps. That and the fact that he wasn't getting a lot of supplies. He wasn't getting a lot of men, and Hitler had no idea what he was doing. And then there was Rommel. And then there was Rommel's... My friend Yogi, who actually did fight World War II, actually fought for the Germans on the Russian front, did not like Rommel. He did not think highly of Rommel. But it's a World War II book, as always, wonderful. Now, this is a fictionalized account of the Bridge of River Kwai. This, of course, is what the movie is based on, which is very loosely based on history, because the bridge is still there. But I also have his book on the Planet of the Apes, too. So. But I like the movie. I like the book. It isn't history. You know what I mean. It's the story of how the bridge blows up and this, that, and the other. It's not history. The bridge is still there. But He's a good author. I like this one. I like his other ones. I got this for $1, Richard III. So I like Shakespeare. I bought this one. I think I would have had this one already. But when I was rummaging through my stuff, still trying to get books recorded, I discovered I don't have Richard III. But it's Shakespeare. What more are you going to say? The best English greatest playwright who ever lived. And here's a French playwright who may or may not have been all that good, but he's okay. He's French. Let's give the guy credit. He can't be all British like me. Blair. I think I got this for $2. Blair, The Misanthrope, and Other Plays. It has such social affected ladies, Tarkle, Misanthrope, Doctor despite himself, would-be gentlemen, those learned ladies. I also have another collection of his plays over there too. So, but yes, Blair. Blair was the Saint of Jean-Baptiste Pauline, son of a wealthy merchant upholsterer, born in Paris in 1622. Yeah, I'm not going to read the whole biography, I promise. But yeah, I like plays. I do like plays. I like short stories. Bram Stoker and his short stories. And The Lair of the White Worm, which is a novel, not a short story. It says Dracula's Guest, Judge's House. Judge's House is a pretty good story. It is a very good story. Squaw, The Secret of the Growing Gold, The Gypsy Prophecy, Coming of Abel the Behemoth, Burial of the Rats, Dream of Red Hand, Crooked Sand, and Lair of the White Worm. I mean, I've read them. I like his short stories. I don't think Dracula is a great novel. I just don't. I don't think it's a great novel. It's a good novel, don't get me wrong. It is a cornerstone in vampiric literature. But I don't get into it. I think part of the problem why I don't really get into Dracula too much or like it as much as other people do is because I think it's been overanalyzed. Yeah. It's no longer a vampire story. It's a Freudian vampire story. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, the Victorians had a lot of hang-ups. Whatever. I mean, I do have an excellent biography by Bram Stoker she mentions her, so let's see if I can find that real fast. It's Barbara. I'll find it real fast, but I think it's been overanalyzed. I think Dracula's been so overanalyzed that it's ruined the story itself for me. I just do. I'll read it every once in a while still, but I don't like it as much as I like Frankenstein. I don't like it as much as I like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I mean, I just don't. I'm trying to find an author's name. Come on. I know they mentioned author bio, so I know it's in here. I like some novels. Don't get me wrong. Some novels are good. I can read them. They just take longer than the short story does. These terrifying tales and uncanny explore the boundaries between life and death, known and unknown, animal and human, dream and reality. I like stories. I like. He's also one of those authors I almost like more reading about him than his actual work. Anyway, here's a book I recommended to my mom, and she's reading it now, so I gotta put this on my rather growing table of things to be reading. That's what this is, people. This is all. That's everything I'm reading at this moment. There's over way so many books. Ivan's War, Life and Death in the Red Army, 1939 to 1945. They died in vast numbers, and they did. The Russians did not care. Well, the leadership, Stalin certainly didn't care. 8 million men and women driven forward in suicidal charges, shattered by German shells and tanks. They were the soldiers of the Red Army, an exhausted mass of recruits who confronted Europe's most lethal fighting force by 1945 had defeated over 60 years, their experiences were suppressed, replaced by patriotic propaganda. We know something about how the soldiers died, but nearly nothing about how they lived, let alone how they saw the world or why they fought. In this monumental work of investigation, Catherine Meridale rescues the Russian rank and file from the official piety of war memorials, offering a gripping history of Stalin's conscripts and masterly narrative of the Eastern Front. Well, my mom is reading this. She likes it so far. She likes history like I do, which is where I get it from. But, also my friend Yogi, who is fighting the war, he fought on the Russian front with the Germans. I miss Yogi. What's funny is I cannot watch war movies anymore without realizing there were a lot of Yogis on the German side who did not want to be there. Did what they felt was their duty, I suppose. But yes, this is a good book. I've heard Yogi recommended this book. And so I recommended to Mom, if she's reading it, I'll start reading it next too. So, okay. I just bought this book because I just wanted to see if there's anything here I didn't know. And yes, some of it I didn't. I know, it's shocking. I know, it's just absolutely shocking. I've also seen this book so many other times, and I finally got around to just picking it up for $1, just to see what's in here. There's some nice stuff. It's interesting. I mean, it's just basic history stuff. Nothing overly complicated. Then I got another one of my people in Minnesota books, the Germans. This is a very good series, by the way. I really want to know about Minnesota history and the people who made this state and everything else. This is the book you need to buy. They're very short, small, they're very well written, very full of a lot of interesting things, but definitely worth reading. Definitely. I enjoy it. Yes, my new writing book. This is that's the Columbia, right? Columbia, yeah, one of the Columbia pilot captain, and it blew up. This is what his life story. High calling, the courageous life and faith of Space Shuttle Columbia Commander Rick Husband. It was written by his wife. By his wife. So switch to Raven couldn't be ending. No, not today, not like this. Talking about what it is. February 1st, 2003. Yeah, I was in Minnesota. The light flashed over Texas sky and twisted metal rained across the countryside as images of the wreckage from the Space Shuttle Columbia streamed across the country's television screens. They became forever burned in our memories, but behind those images were stories that remain untold until now. This story, High Calling, is the stirring portrait of Rick Husband, a commander of the Space Shuttle Columbia. In these pages, his widow Evelyn Husband leads you on Rick's journey from a childhood dream through the heart of the American space program into the vastness of space itself. Various events leading up to the final tragic moments of Columbia, you will be inspired by the faith of Husband, for it is his faith that powerfully transforms the account. I haven't read it yet. I know nothing about it yet, so I don't know if it's good or bad or questionable. But I suspect it might be, biblical. I suspect it is a 6,000, years ago kind of account. I haven't read it, so I can't tell you anything, whether it's good or bad or horrifying. Those are all the books I got since the last time I did one of these. I haven't bought a lot of books before. I just, the last month and a half have been kind of chaotic. And kind of, I did a few videos. Some videos did pretty well, and some of them I'm not sure I liked at all. But yeah, I haven't done much writing. Now, I finally, last week anyway, I started to get back into writing again. My lethargy seemed to be finally leaving me. But those are the new books I got. I like them all. I like books. I really like them all. I do need to get my library catalog started up again. You don't realize how many books are in this room. It's going to take a long time to record every single book. And it's a chore. And partly I know why I'm doing it, so that way I have a list of books so I don't buy the same book again twice. Because I didn't realize I already had this book. I do, I already have this, but I didn't think I had it. I did. So This is why I'm writing an entire library list catalog of all my books. So I can look it up on my phone, my bookstore or half-price bookstore, and look it up, see if I already have it or not. And by the way, the Stainless Steel Rat is a great sci-fi series. I love this. It is a great series. Stainless Steel Rat joins the circus. He has a lot of cool titles. Stainless Steel Rat Goes to Hell, which is actually a planet. Stainless Steel Rat for President. Stainless Rat Goes to the Circus. Stainless Steel Rat Saves the World. It is the Stainless Steel Rat. Excellent science fiction. Harrison was a good author. He really was a very good sci-fi writer. I have a collection also of his short stories. But I'm thinking also. I'll talk about that later. I'm already at almost 20 already. But anyway, I'm hoping that I'm going to pick up, or I'm just hoping I'm going to start picking up where I left off a month and a half ago, where I just simply, there was a lot of reasons I just could not do a lot of what I wanted to do, and I didn't do it. So some of it was laziness, I admit, but a lot of it was other things. But, thank you for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Behave yourselves, people. You know I'm not going to. And later.